I'm just real quick going to touch on something that's the base of raising multilingual or bilingual children. This that you learned today is going to be the base of everything, everything, everything. Do you know why children learn a language? Do you know why children learn this language over that language? Well, let me tell you why. A child learns a language to be able to communicate with the people around them. The need to communicate with the people around the child drives them to learn a language. So let's think about this real quick, but real hard, because this is really important. So I'm raising my Swedish Haitian children in America. I speak Swedish to them at all times. My 2-year-old figures out that, well, my mom probably speaks English too, so let me answer her in English when she speaks to me in Swedish. You thought about that. Happens all the time, right? And all of a sudden you realize, oh shoot, my kid is now speaking to me in the majority language. Well, let's think about why. And you guys with smaller kids, let's think about this, because when the day comes, this is extremely important. The need to communicate with the people around them. They just have to communicate. They don't have to communicate in a given language, because you can be in China and you will need to communicate in Chinese. You can be in Sweden, you need to communicate in Swedish. But you need to communicate with your parents. My 2-year-old comes up and talks to me. I answer him, even though he speaks to me in the wrong language. I'm Swedish, I speak Swedish to him. He answers me back in English. The moment that I answer him, regardless of if I answer in Swedish or English, that need to communicate with me in Swedish is gone. Gone. Now, not that the kid thinks about it, but now he can speak to me in English and I will still answer him. So the communication works and he doesn't really have to speak. Think about that. The need to communicate with the people around them is the reason a child speaks a specific language or specific languages. So if you have a child that still hasn't started talking to you or answering you in the majority language, when they do, make sure you nip it in the bud right there. If you have a child that's young enough and has started to talk to you in, say, English, if you live in America, you will have to kind of regroup. You will have to kind of reset the whole thing. We'll talk about that in a different video. But this is the base of everything that has to do with multilingualism. In order to communicate, and think about it, there are girls that fall in love with the French guy and all of a sudden they learn French, even though in school and in high school they couldn't, or at the university they couldn't really learn it. But now they have a need for that communication. As soon as you cut that need off for your child, it's gone. There's no need. They don't need to speak your language anymore. So it's very important that you keep that need going. The need could still be there with grandma, grandpa, cousins, and so forth, but that's going to be harder. So you, please, keep that need going. It's all about you and your child. So have you spoken your language with your child today? See you soon again.